I have saved a piece of paper from when I was in the 5th grade. Our teacher handed out this paper as an assignment, and we put a baby picture of ourselves on it, and then we put a picture, our school picture from that year on it, and then she had a series of questions that we had to answer. I still have that paper and I still look at it. I'm Julie Lyles Carr, and this is God on the Go, part of the Purposely Podcast Network. So this piece of paper that I filled out, part of the question that she asked us were things like what we thought we were good at and our favorite books and things like that. And then she asked what kind of job we thought we might want to have when we grew up. I wrote down some things that ultimately I actually did get to do. I thought I might want to be the kind of doctor to deliver babies. Now, I didn't become that kind of doctor, but I did have a lot of babies. I also wrote down that I might want to be a teacher. And I feel really blessed that there have been seasons in which I've done that. I wrote down that I might want to write books and things like that. And I've had seasons I've been able to do that. But you know what? I didn't have on that list that I wanted to live in Texas, or I wanted to have 8 kids, or that I wanted to own my own business, or that I would have a career in radio and television. When I look back at that paper, there are things on there that ultimately did happen. There are things on there that didn't happen. We've been talking about trusting God. And one of the places that's really interesting a lot of times for us as people is trusting God with our future. We love to make plans. We love to think about the things we would like to do, where we would want to live, who we might want to marry, all those kinds of things. And yet it can be really hard to let God be the one, to trust God to build our future for us. There are things we can plan for and work toward in our future, and that's good. And there are things that we simply can't know, and we have to trust God to put into our future for us. Guess how many careers you will likely have during your life. Now, career is a little bit of a different word. It doesn't just mean jobs. It means an area in which you have a job. So as I told you, I've been a writer, I've been a teacher, I've been a news broadcaster, I've been different things. Those are different careers, right? So guess how many careers you will likely have during your life? 5 to 7 different careers. That doesn't even mean how many jobs you might have. That's 5 to 7 different careers. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." We sometimes get worried about our future because we are having trouble trusting God with it. We want things to go the way we want. Sometimes we want to do the things that make us feel the most comfortable. But God has a way of making our futures even bigger, even more different than we could ever imagine. There's a guy in the Bible named Gideon, and his job is he is in this mill where he helps prepare the wheat that was brought in, helps grind it and thresh it and all those things so that it can be made into bread. And at the time in which he was living, there were people who would try to come against those who were doing that kind of a job because they were really being awful to the people who lived in this particular land where Gideon was. So he would hide. He would hide to do his job. It was an important job for his community, but he would hide to do it. He was scared. Well, a messenger from God comes to Gideon and says, "You're a mighty warrior. Come on out here." What? He's telling Gideon, you're going to have a completely different career. You are going to be a leader in the military for what God is going to do next. And Gideon argues with this. He's like, this cannot be right. That is not who I am. I don't know. I don't think that's the future that I'm supposed to have. That is the future God had for him. And when Gideon learns to trust God with his future, God does incredible things with Gideon's life. God helps bring healing and hope to Gideon's community because ultimately Gideon says, okay, God, I thought I was going this way, but you have a better plan. God, I'm going to trust you with my future. When you think about next week and next year and what you'd like to do when you get to high school and all of those things, that's good. God is in that. It is not wrong to make plans and to have ideas and to have dreams. And add to that, trusting God with your future. He will be the one who can help make things happen in your life that you never expected. He can be the one who can help complete and fulfill things in your life that you've planned for. Trusting God with your future is the best way to move into your future. A big shout out to George Fox University. They're our sponsor for the show. George Fox University comes alongside your college student, helps prepare them for their future, for their career, or their 5 to 7 careers, and also helps equip them spiritually. So check out George Fox University at georgefox.edu, and I'll see you next time on God on the Go.